welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Something Light. Yeah.
My name is Shaitan.
And my name is Bobola.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to have you guys back.
Yep.
What's I think we should tell you guys about, an eventful day that we had yesterday. It was a very, very, very eventful day. Like, it was packed. Like, I think from when we woke up till like super late in the night. Yeah.
So early this morning.
Yes.
So if you see us looking sleepy, you know
what. we had a lot of fun. It was our friends barbecue, like hangouts. He did that for his birthday, so from getting everything ready, food, this and that, and then the actual hangout, guests coming in, and then it was a lot of fun. Games. You adults did musical chairs. Can you believe that? Musical chairs for adults. So it was a really fun time. And as always, where you have a lot of people, sometimes there will be just a little bit of drama. So there was a sprinkle of drama, but it was a fun time, and
we're able to move past that, and
it's just it was a very eventful day, I would say.
It was. And an eventful week, even more so, which even sort of like brings us to our topic. Just basically talking today about how can successful women basically have happy homes, right? Is it a thing? Because we've been seeing on Twitter that men are like, don't ever collect anything from women, don't ever allow, and some of these men are in marriages, like these are married men, and they're saying things like, don't ever collect anything from a woman. There was a time my wife offered to pay for this and that.
And I said no.
I
would rather starve to death. I would rather have the landlord send us parking.
So it's very interesting, and we thought it was interesting, and we just decided to talk about it today, basically. And I feel like it's also a conversation that we would want to know what your takes are. Do you think that successful women should just forget about having successful homes and just be boss ladies or whatever? We want to know, but wait, let's give you our own hot takes first.
So we'll just be talking about all of that. It was quite disturbing for me to see that there were actually a lot of people like that actually think that way or agree, because when you see some of these takes on social media, you're like thinking there would be, like, when you check the replies, you're expecting to see a lot of, what are you saying? What do you mean? This doesn't make sense. And you open it and you're seeing, that's true. There was this time my wife said she wanted to pay for her rent. I said no, we're going to wait until I'm able to. Fine, if it's school fees she can pay, but not rent. You must never make a woman feel like
she's housing
you. You must, you as a man, you must never become a wife or something like that.
I saw one. A marriage is not between two men, but a man and a woman. As in, so basically saying that a woman should not assume the responsibility of a man by being a boss or whatever, and so basically it's like between one person, a higher person and a lower person. That's what
and it's so concerning that in 2022 there are still people that think that this is a sensible way to think. This is a right way to see marriage, and it's just very like, some people are actually either married to these people or are going to get married to these people, and I just feel so sad and sorry for them in advance, or if they are dealing with that currently, because I really cannot imagine. And there was a guy too that said something about shrewdness, being assertive, and some other qualities like that being qualities of a man, that you should not be with a woman that have all of these things. And I'm like, what? So basically a woman is supposed to be non-assertive, not be so wise,
be meek,
not so dumb but not so wise. Because at the same time you also see people asking questions like, what do you bring to the table? What, you never marry a woman that will not contribute to the home. Never marry a woman that will not that is not working. So what exactly do you want? So it's almost like you want the finances, the monetary contributions from a woman without the whole package, the sense that comes with that woman being able to do that. Because it takes intelligence, it takes wisdom, it takes strength, it takes a lot of things to be able to, go out there and advance in your career, or business, expand your business. Like, it takes a lot of mental strength and capacity to be able to do all of those things. But they want the woman to bring you the money, basically. That's what it looks like to me. But also still act like and be a doormat, basically. Like, they should still be able to trample on you. Like, there's no way you can put away the sense the woman is using, and she's supposed to be like a dumb person when she's in her home just because she's married. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like,
it is.
And I don't know, like, how it's really sad, because that all these people got to this point as a result of years of social conditioning. Like it's not something that happened in a day. Like, I almost feel sorry for those people too. Like, it's just what they've been exposed to. I mean, there are no excuses. Like, you should always educate yourself. You should be able to improve. I mean, we've all been in situations where, maybe you were always told that this is okay at home. It might even be like little things or minor things, but you grow up, you go out there, and you're like, maybe this is not so okay. This is what I was told, but nah. So I mean, you should have like your native sense, to know that, okay, maybe this is not okay. I don't know.
And I would say that to provide some sort of balance to this, there are women who, if you give them something, if they give you something rather, you will not hear the last of it. You this man who I'm feeding, you this man who I'm clothing, you this man. I know that some of them, that pain is coming from that part of, I mean, even as a woman, if a man is taking care of me, I don't think I want him to rub it in my face every time. Because as a human being who has a form of dignity, nobody wants to hear that you who I'm feeding. Even when your parents were sending you to school, they don't rub these things in, right? And this is someone whom you're supposed to love, right? So it's not something you should be saying and be rubbing in their faces every time. There may be situations where the husband may be out of work for certain reasons and he's unable to get a job as soon as he expected, but that doesn't now give you the permission to then behave anyhow to this person, to this man. Doesn't give you permission to talk anyhow to him. It's just wrong. As just normal basic human decency.
Exactly.
Right? You should not even you shouldn't say that to people. So I do understand that some of them, that is where their pain is coming from. Just anybody who was talked to that way, their ego will be bruised. I say that I don't want to be at anybody's mercy. God, I beg. Let them not talk to me anyhow because you had to do something for me. It's not a nice place to be. And so I imagine that some of them, that's where they are coming from. But I also do know that there are some who are just like, no way. I don't want any woman to, lord over me. I don't want any woman to be this, be that, and all these other things. Like, let her be my subject.
And the irony is, like, men say these things like, a woman, I would never want a woman to lord over me, but they actually believe that they were born with a right to lord over women, and women are supposed to also believe that they were born to be lorded over. If there's anything like that. So, and I think it's a very, very warped way to see things if when there's an end to a marriage or issues in a relationship or marriage, and the woman is seemingly more successful, you might not even, in fact sometimes you might not even be sure, it might just look that way, but once we perceive that it seems that the woman is better off, doing better financially, why is it that we assume that it is the reason for the breakdown of that home or that relationship is that the woman is more successful, so she was acting in a terrible way to the husband? Like, why is it that that's like the quick assumption? And I mean, even generally, to be honest, it seems that whenever there's any issue in any marriage, the woman is always to blame in our society for some funny reason. But particularly, the reason that is given, even if you want to blame women, what they will say is, oh, it's because she's more successful, it's because she has more money, it's because she's more popular. Why is that? And there might be so many reasons why that marriage could have broken down. Sometimes maybe even connected to the fact that the woman is more successful, but it's not because she was acting terribly to the man or has become like so big and I never want to, I can talk to you anyhow, you mean nothing to me. Now, take for example, a woman that is running like a huge business or a very successful white collar career, goes to work or goes to run her business all day, 12 hours or more, even if it's 9 to 5, comes back so exhausted, and that woman is still expected to do everything in the home as if she were a full housewife. So why would any decent person not think that I should help this person, even if you are just friends? Like, let's not even take like marriage. You live with your friend is like super busy, and you can see it, and for some reason maybe you're less busy, maybe you're in between jobs, maybe you're on vacation, or for some reason you just have that time. How is it not or even if you were both working, how is it not the decent and right thing to do to think, okay, let me help out, like a division of labor kind of thing, like, okay, if you do this, I'll do that. I'm the first to get home, I'll cook a meal.
I'll fix
if I can't cook, I'll order something from
wherever,
fast food restaurant, a caterer, such that as soon as this woman comes back, as soon as this man comes back,
he has something.
Like it's just this is not even about gender.
Exactly.
But for some reason, men believe that regardless of, let me say some men believe that regardless of what a woman does, regardless of how exhausted she is because of her career or her business, she's supposed to still care for them like they're a toddler that can't do anything by themselves. Like it's so wrong. Like, your wife is not a slave, your wife is not your servant. And it's interesting because it's not like you even treat this wife like she's a slave. You're ready to get whatever benefits, whatever finances she's going to pull in, because if you have a slave, you're just, you know that you're taking care of them like 2/7. You're fending for them, you're providing clothing, shelter, and everything. So you don't even want that. So it's how did we even get here? And how are we going to get past this sort of conversations? Like, it's almost like there's someone that will say that if you people are on Twitter, you're hungry. Like, issue of food, for example, will always come up. Why would I come back? Why I came back from work 12 midnight and my husband said he hadn't eaten all day. He was waiting for me, so I was supposed to make a 4 and a back in the middle of the night. You know, conversations like this come up and you're like, how is this happening?
Yeah, I think some of the men who do these things, you know, how do I put it? So they kind of want a little bit of the olden days woman as well as the modern day woman. So they, back then, many of the women did not used to work. It was the men who would do. It used to be the men who would do all the working,
farming,
and women would take care of the home, cook, and all those other things, right? Now, what they want is a woman who can work now
and also be able to do.
As in,
body not be firewood.
Yeah, do you want the person to just crash one day, just be physically unavailable to do anything one day? You don't want that, especially like, why are people getting married to people they don't love? If you love this person, how can you even watch them go through this and you don't think this is wrong? You don't think I should be doing better by this woman, or I should be doing better for this woman, I should be doing better to this woman? Like, why? I really wish I could just spend one day in these people's heads and see and help them rearrange things.
You'd probably be very angry. That is very angry.
Yeah, I'll be angry, but then I'll help them rearrange things, because it really cannot make sense to me why you would do that. And it may be a struggle for you because, you know, growing up in, maybe you grew up in such an environment, but when you become more enlightened, you should work towards getting better at this.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, babe, I did not learn how to cook before we eventually got married, but I will open YouTube, watch CCM's recipe, watch so and so person's recipe on how to make this and make that, just so that, okay, this and this will happen.
Buy.
Yes, there's that. I just think it's unfair that, you know, especially when you get home before that person, right, and they're like, oh, finally you're back, thank God, I've been so hungry, it's like, I can turn you shoe from the door.
Yeah,
like,
and I think that's how we get to this point of, when don't marry or don't be with a successful woman, don't marry a career woman, don't marry someone that is so focused on their career and all of that, because so the woman comes back, she's exhausted, and you're making these demands, and in fact you ask for all those things, and then as soon as you enter the bedroom or wherever it is you want to get down, you're like, okay, let's have sex. It's like, are you crazy or something? So the woman's reaction, no matter even how mild, even if it's just body language, it's now interpreted as, it's because she's all this. It's because, no, she's just tired. She's sad that you're not treating her right. Yeah. She's sad that you're not being kind to her, that you cannot feel, you cannot empathize, you cannot see that she's struggling, that she needs some rest. Yeah. Like, that you cannot, she's frustrated that you cannot share, like, chores and burdens with her.
Yeah.
So her reaction is not because she's earning more than you, or that she's more successful, or that she has a higher role, or she has a bigger business. No, it is that you're not trying to run the home with her. It is that you're not sharing things with her and working together towards a common goal. It is that you just think that your job is to sit and be fended to. It's only babies that you fend for, like, 247, that they can't do anything, they can't make decisions. An adult should never be put in a position where it's a baby that, even if you are tired and a baby is crying, you have to. So there's no reason why a wife should be subjected to the same conditions, and it's how we get to this point of, it's because she's successful,
a new job,
you've grown wings now. It is not that. It is that you're not seeing that this person, because they have, if someone gets promoted at work, it means more responsibilities. she's going to maybe get, even if she's getting home at the same time that she used to get home, she's probably more exhausted because she's maybe talked all day during meetings or just more responsibilities generally. So there's no way she gets home and she wants to start cooking banga and starch for you. Like, no. No. Just be kind.
I'm even weak in advance. Hearing it, I'm like, what?
Just be kind. So it is what leads to these things, and the woman's reactions or actions or even inactions sometimes is that, oh, it is as a result of her newfound success. No, not necessarily. I mean, like she said, it's just the human thing. There are sometimes human beings that are just not very correct. In both genders. It happens like that. Like there are people that even your friends sometimes that help you would want to lord it over you, like over and over, like, oh, I made you who you are. So this happens both ways. So we're not saying that, oh, there's absolutely no woman that would be successful and start acting off. No, but generally it's this is the bottom line. The bottom line is the fact that a man believes that, or some men believe that, they're supposed to be fended for, they're supposed to be taken care of regardless of what the woman is doing.
Be successful, but don't be too successful. Be successful, but remember, you can come here and be a wife. And I do know that you still have to be a wife. So you're being a boss, yes, you still have to be a wife at the end of the day. But my issue is, what does being a wife entail? Does it mean being every 24/7? Like, what does it mean? Does it mean even if you're exhausted, you still have to go to the kitchen and be a chef? Does it mean, like, what does it mean? So I think those are the things that need to be defined. And even if before you get into any marriage or relationship with anybody, I think it's important to have these discussions so you know who you're getting into this thing with, because you don't want a situation whereby the person you're marrying doesn't give a hoot about whether you're a boss. They're like, I'm happy for you, be a boss chick. But my own is, when you come back home, you will still come and
drop your boss.
Drop it at the door and come and be a wife and get into the kitchen and wear that apron and whip me something fresh daily. Like, be with someone who is kind. When people say these things, it's actually, they are not lying, right? Because even if, I just think about it, even if you want to do, I'm a man, you see someone you love exhausted, sorry, even if you didn't prepare anything, the sight of seeing someone you love walking through the door and you're just like, oh my god, you look so tired, let me do this for you, do you want tea, do you want this? It's just basic decency and basic, I don't know, man, but I think, people need to do better. Just be a better human being. And I think, again, the gospel, we keep saying these things over and over again, but it's
as the ultimate solution.
The gospel is the solution to these things. This thing, because you, first of all, the Christ and the church is how our marriage, relationship between Christ and the church is how marriage is
designed to be,
are meant to be.
God,
So it's not a thing of, oh, let's just vibe, like let's just do vibes, whatever. No, that's not how it should be. You're supposed to love each other, and love was defined. How love should be was defined in 1 Corinthians 13. Right? You're supposed to, have reverence for each other, respect for each other. You're supposed to submit to one another, love one another. Right? Nobody is saying that, you should be, what's the word now? Like, just be nice.
You're one.
Yeah, be one. Understand that. What's that thing that apostle? I don't know. But like, just understand that this person's body that is weak right now, treat it as your own
yours.
Body. Like, this is my body that is currently tired. How can I help? Right? Because when you marry, your body is no longer just your own. I know there's
everything is like one. Your finances, the same way.
Everything.
Your, as a man, your wife is more successful. You're not saying that, she's making more money. It's your money. Like, you're one. And as a woman too, it's not, I'm more successful, so this is my money, it's just my money.
And my money is my money.
Yeah, like you're one. You're one. You're now one. Just like Christ is one with the church. That's just it.
That's the mirror. That's the example you should live by.
Yeah. So and the ultimate solution is, the gospel, as we said. So as a believer out there, preach.
Yeah.
Let people hear like the gospel. As they grow in their local church, they will begin to understand these things. They will begin to understand the love of God. They will begin to know, okay, this is actually the right way to love people.
Yeah.
This is actually the right way to view people, see people the way Christ sees them and all of that. Yeah. And then before I forget this, like also as we, grow in Christ and all of that, let's know that this notion of thinking that certain great qualities are masculine traits is like, it's from the pit of hell. Like there's no, like, being smart, assertiveness, being having a strong business acumen means a woman is now trying to be a man. No. Women are smart, women are intelligent, women are, like, it takes a level of ignorance to even think that, because you see a lot of amazing women doing exploits in their field. So, and I guess these people that have this warped view think that these people are being men and being so great at what they do. And no, like there's no adjective that you want to think of that is great that was given like a masculine tag, like oh, this is only for men. So let's do better, please.
Do better.
Yeah.
Do better.
And if you don't know, ask questions maybe. And
I even also, as you were talking about preaching the gospel, sometimes preaching the gospel to your spouse too.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes we forget some of all these things,
reminding them. Yeah.
So sometimes when someone helps you see the way you behaved, it's like holding a mirror and seeing how you're like, oh, I did that. Yeah, I'm so sorry. And which is why it's very important to marry a teachable person, right? Someone who is led by the Spirit, someone who will listen to you, right? And person tells you, no, what you did today, that was not love. I don't think, I think this and that. You shouldn't have asked me. Like sometimes it's possible that both of you are even coming in at the same time, and the man expects you like, babe, can you just warm something up for both of us? And maybe you were just gisting him about the tired day or the stressful day or tiring day rather that you had, and you probably did not even expect him to ask you to warm up food, and you're like, whoa, I beg, fix yourself up. That response is not the best, and it's not the best to give in that situation. Just being like, whoa, I beg, okay, fix something for yourself. Maybe you just heard me say this thing, and then we get home together. Yeah. You still need to respond in love. And as the husband in this situation, in this scenario that I gave, you come and be like, babe, that was not love. The way you spoke to me wasn't nice. Yeah. Or if roles are reversed, you do that. So preaching the gospel not only to unbelievers but also to yourself, because sometimes our brains do touch here.
Yeah, we get distracted. We lose sight of the truth. Yeah. So we always have to constantly remind ourselves, and that's why it's important. Like when I was talking about preaching the gospel to someone and then they are growing in their local church, it's like one of these things, like being exposed to the right kind of message over and over again will help you. Like even when you want to stray, you come back in line. Being surrounded by friends with the right mindset, like people that you're married, your friends that are married to have like similar value systems. They're believers, they treat each other with kindness and all of that. So it's not that you see that maybe you have a friend and you go to that friend's home and the husband is treating the wife like anyhow, and you now start feeling this wife in my house is even enjoying, like, look at what this guy so it's important to like guard yourself to your mind and protect your space, basically.
100%.
Hopefully gradually all this kind of takes will reduce, because it's very disturbing. Honestly,
it is. Yeah, I think that's why you should keep listening to podcasts like this
ours.
one.
Yes,
to help you, set yourself or bring yourself back to focus. Yeah. So that said,
yes.
Thank you for listening to this point, and you know what to do. You know that you're supposed to share this video with people, single or married. Share it with them, Christian or non-Christians. Share it with them. Let them listen. Let them hear. And don't forget, we said at the beginning that you should give us your comments, your hot takes in the comment section, especially on YouTube, and let us know what you think. Our YouTube name is something like podcast. And please follow us on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram at S_lightpod. And please subscribe to our Apple podcast as well as our Spotify. Something like. Thank you all so much again for listening. We hope you have a blessed day, night,
whatever.
And don't forget to keep shining
as the light that you are.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.